Your bank hands you a receipt that says $30, but sending $300 home every month can quietly cost you nearly $18,600 over your working life. That's about $566 a year, and almost none of it shows up on the paper in your hand. I read the fine print so you don't have to. Millions of Canadians send money to family abroad, and almost nobody adds up what it truly costs across a lifetime. Today, I'll walk you through 3 moves, compare your real total cost, switch to digital channels, and eliminate the swift deductions that can cut those losses in half. Here's the central number. The average cost to send money out of Canada was 6.23% in the first quarter of 2024, according to World Bank data compiled by Statista. That means for every $1,000 you send home, about $62 vanishes into fees and exchange rate spread. But here's the part nobody tells you. Most of it never appears on your receipt. 3 moves: compare your true total cost, switch from in-person wires to digital channels, and eliminate the swift intermediary deductions. Each takes under 20 minutes and everyone is free. Let's start with the fee you can actually see. Canadian banks show a single flat charge on outgoing wires, usually $30 to $80. And that's the number you remember. But the Financial Consumer Agency of Canada, the regulator that oversees bank disclosure, only requires them to be clear about that visible layer, not everything underneath it. And on small transfers, that visible fee is brutal. A Statistics Canada study from 2019 found that people sending $200 or less in person paid, on average, 11% of the amount in fees. That's $22 to send $200. A competitive digital provider averages around 5%, roughly $10 on the same transfer. Now the second layer, the one that never appears on the receipt at all. Most banks mark up the exchange rate 2 to 4% over the true mid-market rate, and when your money travels through the SWIFT network, intermediary and receiving banks quietly deduct more mid-transfer, according to WOA and Ven's fee analysis. Here's the cost of doing nothing. If you send $500 a month by bank wire at a conservative 8% total cost, that's $480 a year gone, according to World Bank and WOA figures. Over 20 years, that's $9,600 as dirt. And at 10%, it's $12,000. The myth: I only pay the fee my bank shows me, and everything else reaches my family. The fact, according to Statistics Canada and WOA, is that your true cost is the base fee plus the FX markup, plus intermediary bank cuts, pushing the total to 6 to 10% or more of what you send. Put the 2 costs side by side. At 11% in person, $200 a month costs $264 a year in visible fees alone, Statistics Canada 2019. And at 8% total, $500 a month costs $480 a year. Thousands per decade, mostly invisible. Meet Maria. She's 32, a personal support worker in Toronto earning $48,000 a year. Every month she sends $300 to her family in the Philippines through an in-person bank wire, and she's got 33 years until retirement. Here's what Maria found. Discovery. 1. $216 a year in fees she never counted. Maria thought she paid about $15 per transfer because that's the number on her receipt. But Statistics Canada shows in-person transfers between $201 and $999 average 6%. That's $18 on her $300 before any FX markup. Discovery 2. $108 a year skimmed by the exchange rate. When Maria checked her bank's rate against the mid-market rate, she found a 3% spread, $9 gone on every $300 transfer, according to WOA and Ven's cost framework. A low-cost provider charges a spread closer to 0.5%. Discovery 3, the most dramatic. Her family gets less than she sends. Swift intermediary and receiving banks typically deduct $10 to $40 per transfer, per Ven and WOA. If $20 disappears each time, her family receives $280 of her $300, $240 a year, vanishing into foreign banks. Add it all up over Maria's working life. At $18 in fees, $9 in FX, and $20 in middleman cuts, $47 per transfer, or about 15.7% of every dollar. She loses around $18,600 over 33 years, authors estimate on Statistics Canada and World Bank data. Could this be you? You've never compared your bank's rate to the mid-market rate. You don't know whether your transfer travels through SWIFT, or your family regularly receives less than you send. If any of those apply, the 3 moves next are exactly for you. So how do you claw that money back? These 3 moves matter because together they attack all 3 hidden layers: the visible fee, the exchange rate markup, and the middleman deductions. And each one is free and takes under 20 minutes. Do them once, and you can cut your lifetime cost roughly in half. Move 1. Compare your true total cost. Pull up your last international transfer in online banking and record 2 things: the explicit fee and the exchange rate they used. Then compare that rate against the mid-market rate on a public currency converter, add any intermediary fees from your bank's schedule, and work out your total as a percentage of what you sent. 3 steps: record last transfer's fee and exchange rate. Compare that rate to a public mid-market converter to find the markup. Then add intermediary fees and total it as a percentage. What good looks like? A total cost around 5% or lower of the amount sent. Move 2. Switch from in-person wires to digital channels. In-person bank wires are the most expensive way to send money, especially on small amounts. Check the fee and FX rate on at least 2 regulated digital money transfer services for your typical amount, and set up recurring transfers with whichever has the lowest combined percentage cost. 3 steps. Note your in-person wires fee and FX cost as a percentage. Read the posted fees and spreads at 2 regulated digital services. Pick the lowest combined cost and set up recurring transfers. Good looks like single-digit percentages on small transfers, down from around 11% in person. Before I get to the last move, which is the most counterintuitive part of all this because it's the money you never even see leave, here it is. Eliminate the SWIFT intermediary deductions. Ask your bank whether your transfer uses SWIFT and what correspondent fees apply. Ask the recipient bank its incoming charge, and if those cuts are big, switch to a provider using local payout networks. 3 steps. Ask your bank if it uses SWIFT and what its intermediary fees are. Ask the recipient bank its incoming wire charge. Then switch to local payout or direct to wallet if the fees are high. Good looks like mid-transfer deductions of $0 to $5. If breakdowns like this are useful, subscribe. The next one's already coming. Why now? In 2013, the Financial Consumer Agency of Canada tightened disclosure rules so banks had to show their base fees, but not the FX markups or middleman cuts. In 2019, Statistics Canada quantified the average cost at 6%, with small transfers hitting 11%. And in 2024, the World Bank measured Canada's average at 6.23%, still double the UN's 3% target. After you act, verify it worked. You should see your total cost drop toward 5% or lower. Confirm your family receives the full amount you send. And if your provider's exchange rate matches the mid-market rate, you'll know the hidden markup is finally gone. Everything here comes from the Financial Consumer Agency of Canada, Statistics Canada, the World Bank via Statista, and WAWA's remittance analysis. All the links are in the description below so you can check the numbers yourself. You now know the 3 hidden layers of remittance cost and how to cut them in half. Next, I'm covering the bank overdraft trap, the quiet fees that cost Canadians hundreds of dollars a year without them ever noticing. That overdraft breakdown is going to surprise a lot of people who think they never go negative. If you want to catch it, subscribe now so you don't miss it.